Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. In this video, I'm going to discuss an important aspect that is general awareness. Okay, so there are certain MBA examinations that take test of general awareness, and this is something which is often overlooked by many of the candidates. Whichever exam you prepare for three sections for sure. That is verbal ability, quantitative aptitude, and logical reasoning and data interpretation. Maybe in some exams it is a part of quant. In some part examinations it is clubbed with LR. But there are certain examinations that test general knowledge, and people do not prepare for this section until the exams approach. I'd say they think of preparing it in the last 1 month, and then it becomes too difficult for them to cover a lot of things, especially the static facts. So I'm going to discuss that how you should start preparing for it, like how much time should you give for preparation, what are the sources from which you prepare, and what are the kinds of questions that have been asked in the past. Right? General awareness is very vast, right? But there are certain categories of questions which are asked in these examinations, and you must prepare accordingly. So let us have a look at these examinations that test general awareness and see what is the weight of general awareness and when you should start their preparation. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to the channel. You can also follow my Telegram group MBA Karo for updates on MBA examinations. So these are the examinations for MBA entrance that test general awareness. So I have given this list, and among these examinations in XAT and MAT, general awareness is kind of they test it, but the score is not counted for the actual scoring. Okay, so for example, in XAT you get the percentile based on other sections, right? Verbal ability, decision making, and quantitative aptitude, but not based on general awareness. However, you need to score something in general awareness. If you have a straight away score of zero, maybe they might reject you. So you have to have some score, let us say 8 out of 25 or something, in order to get through, because they do not mention that if they have any cutoff for the say, but it is good to have some score on the board. Now, if we talk about the other examinations like IIFT, IIFT has like last year, if we talk about it, had 20 questions on GK of 1.5 marks each. So there are total 110 questions in the examination. The total marks are 300. GK section is of 30 marks, so 10% of the paper. Then TISSNET, it is the game changer, right? 40% weight, which is a huge composition. So if you need to crack TISSNET, you need to be very good with general awareness, because the other two sections are quite easy, like English and quantitative aptitude is very much doable as compared to other examinations. So you need to be very good with general awareness to crack this examination. Then in MICAT, there's an aptitude section which has 20 questions on general awareness out of 80 questions. That is one fourth of the paper. Then in CMAT also you have like it is 80 marks out of 400, or 20 questions out of 100 questions. So that is 20% weight in the examination. Now, again, that is a significant portion of the examination. So, basically, these examinations like TISSNET and CMAT and MICAT to some extent, they have very high rate of general awareness. In IIFT also, you need to clear sectional cutoff of general awareness. Okay, so these are the major examinations for which you need to prepare general awareness, and it is not something that you can do over a period of 2 3 weeks or 1 month, right? You need to give ample time to your preparation. So if you are thinking of taking these examinations, appearing for these examinations, start from now itself, right? Maybe you just spend 1 hour a day on preparing for the same, but start if you start early, you can grab more knowledge and you can do better in this section, especially in TISSNET, wherein the portion is very high. So let us analyze what kind of questions have been asked in the past, the recent papers. So IIFT, if I talk about last year, there were 20 questions out of 110 on general awareness, and it covers different kind of topics. So one thing that common that you will find in all these examinations is They cover certain kinds of topics, both in current as well as uh, static, right? So, sports, authors, government schemes, geography, awards, science and tech, etc. So last year there were around 14 to 15 questions on current affairs. Generally it is 50-50, but last year there was high weight to current affairs. So it was favorable in terms of students because they generally prepare for current affairs. But generally it is like 10 or maybe 8 to 12 kind of scenario. And there are 3 to 4 questions on match the columns. So let us say you have to match the books with their authors. You have to match sports persons with the sport that they play. Okay, so these type of questions are also found in this section. Then, if we talk about XAT has 25 questions. This is not calculated as a part of your score, but yes, it is good to have some score in this section as well. It is mostly static, and there were very few questions on current affairs in 2022. Now, these cover different varieties like environment, business, books and author, culture, sports, personalities, history, geography, awards, science. So, you see the same kind of topics being asked in all these examinations. Now, talking about TISSNET, it has 40 questions out of 100. It is mostly static. That becomes even more challenging because current affairs is something maybe you might have heard somewhere. You keep reading about those things, but static is something that you need to build over a period of time. As I said, you need to give at least 3 to 4 months of preparation in order to build this knowledge. So it has questions on history, sports, geography, awards, science, government projects, brands, etc. Okay, a lot of emphasis on government projects and also like arts and entertainment. So they will ask you that which was the entry to Oscar. Okay, that is one of the favorite questions. This it was asked in 2022 as well. It was asked in 2021 as well, right? Which was last year's entry to Oscar. So maybe related to movies. Once they had asked that Drishyam was originally created in which language. Okay, so arts and entertainment, culture, government projects. Lot of things asked about government projects. Okay, different provisions related to different schemes, maybe full form of different government schemes. What is this scheme related to, about NGOs, social sciences, etc. Now MICAT is examination for Mudra Institute of Communications. It has 20 questions out of 80 on GK. Here, the type of GK is slightly different. It asks a lot of questions on brands. So, out of 20, you can encounter 7 8 questions related to brands. Like they will show you images of logos and ask that, like, for example, there was once a question that 4 logos were given. You had to match the logos with the companies. Okay, they might ask you about the tagline, they might ask you about the CEO of the companies. Okay, so a lot of emphasis on brands. So, since it's an institution which is known for branding, marketing communications, so it asks a lot of things related to like brands. It could be in the form of logos, taglines, products, right? They might ask you that which company manufactures Dettol. Okay, so those kind of questions you can expect in this examination. It is mostly static GK, and there are very few questions on current affairs. And it covers like other things like geography, currency, flags, culture, awards, science, etc. Now talking about CMAT, 20 questions, and earlier it was 25. Now they have changed the pattern for the last 2 years, and it is this time it was mostly static. Otherwise, it's a mix of static and current affairs, and again it covers wide range of topics. Okay, so geography, economics, sports, history, awards, science, brands, countries, culture, etc. So what we have noticed is one thing which is common. If you see the list of topics, geography, economics, sports, history and culture, awards, like countries, all these things are common in all the examinations. So almost all these things are asked in all the examinations. Then there is an examination called MAT, which has 40 questions. Again, it is not calculated for calculating your final percentile, but it is used by some of the colleges for admission. Okay, and it is mostly current affairs, and the current affairs are within 2 to 3 months from the date of the examination. It has questions on national and international affairs, sports, appointments, awards, obituaries, etc. Now let us try to understand that what are the topics that you must prepare for these examinations. Because if I say general awareness, right? General awareness is a very, very broad thing, right? I can ask you any random stuff from the planet, right? Does it make sense? Is it relevant for the examination? It is very important to understand what to prepare for these examinations, because they are not going to ask you each and everything. There are certain kind of questions. So I would suggest that please go through past year papers to understand the varieties. And I have researched all those things कि किस में किस तरह के questions आते हैं, and I am presenting that this information to you. So if we talk about the current affairs, what you should be preparing in current affairs, right? It should not be like any random news that you would be looking at. So international and national affairs, right? Were there any international summits? G20 कहाँ हुआ इस बार? ठीक है, मतलब एशियन समिट कहाँ हुआ? Where did prime minister go? Which all countries did he visit? What were the delegates of foreign countries that visited India? So all these kind of international and national affairs. Okay, did some election happen in some state, right? Some new chief minister created. All those things related to national affairs, right? Business and economy, right? Any merger acquisition happened, or some new company launching some initiative, some company launching some initiative related to all business related news. Then sports related news. Okay, do not restrict yourself to just cricket, right? There are many more sports, like what happened in badminton, what happened in tennis, like different grand slams, who won US Open in 2022. Okay, and like in cricket also, right? Who won Asia Cup? So those kind of questions. Relate about players also. Like one important factor that you could, like one topic that you can get questions from: Commonwealth Games. Who were the Indians who won the Commonwealth Games, the medals in Commonwealth Games, right? In different sports. So those things are important. Then talking about awards, it could be awards in sports, it could be awards in anything, it could be awards in arts, right? And maybe IIFA awards, like Oscars, or any such thing. So award in any kind of field, right? Maybe in Nobel Prize, it could be some related to some peace work or any field. Okay, or it could be some Booker Prize. So all those things are important. Then obituaries. Obituaries means like if some like famous personality dies, so they do ask about them as well. Okay, so like for example, last year there was a question that which musical instrument did Birju Maharaj play? Right, he had died recently then, so they asked question related to it. Not which musical instrument, they had asked about his gharana, which gharana did he belong to. Okay, so read about, like let's say the Queen is dead recently, right? So Queen Elizabeth. So read about her, some facts about her. Maybe they might ask something about her. Okay, or like similar lines, if some famous personality dies, they might ask questions about them. Then appointments, like corporate appointments, government appointments, who became the CEO of company, right? Some Indian CEO, especially these kind of questions, right? Let's say some Indian CEO, Indian becomes the CEO of some big firm, all kind of things. So that those things. And then science and tech, some new planet being discovered, some moon mission of some country. Okay, all those kind of some new technology, technology related short forms. Okay, so like last year there was a question in one of the examinations: what is NFT? Okay, so all those things might be asked. So these are the topics that you must concentrate on in the current affairs section. Now talking about the static things, right? These are the topics that come. So history, like different rulers, different monuments they created, different dynasties in India, etc., etc. Geography, rivers, lakes, mountains, all those kind of things. Okay, economy related things. Okay, brands related, Indian polity, Indian constitution. Last year there was a question on CMAT. Article 356 is what? Okay, so you might get questions on those also. So common things in Indian constitution, Indian political structure, how many seats are there in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. So those kind of facts you should be knowing. Okay, and then like science and tech, again static information is also needed. Some basic science things that you studied in school, that should be on top of your head. Then sport related, here if I talk about static things, they talk about terms, right? So they might ask you that which let us say uh, like any term, they will ask that with which sport do you associate this term, or some players, right? With which sport are these players associated? How many players are in a team of volleyball? So that could be one question. Okay, so things related to sports, that is another thing. Then books and authors. Books and authors is a very wide thing. Okay, because no matter how many books and authors you read, you might get of any random author. But yes, this is another topic that they ask upon. Then important days, very crucial part. They might ask you, when is World Literacy Day celebrated, when is World AIDS Day celebrated, or any other day related, like or maybe at a global stage, or maybe at a national stage. They might ask you about those important days and maybe themes of those. Okay, or let us say some special day was observed in some particular country, so those things as well. Then arts and culture related to music, related to movies. Okay, all those things you can expect. Some like people who play different musical instruments, classic musicians, and whatnot. Similarly, things related to places, where are these national parks situated, where are these airports, stadiums, and all these important things. So these are the broad topics, right? As I told you that focus on these topics. And now I'm going to tell you that how you should prepare for these topics. कहाँ से कैसे preparation करनी चाहिए. So first thing first is you need to give at least 3-4 months. अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि एक महीने का काम है, so it is difficult, right? If you want to get a good score, especially let us say if you're writing TISSNET, where GK matters a lot. If you score, let us say 25 plus in GK, then you stand a good chance to clear the overall cutoff. First is obviously reading newspaper. That gives you a perspective around current affairs, what is happening in India, what is happening abroad. You keep yourself updated with a lot of facts. Okay, so and that also helps you build your reading ability. Then there are certain magazines, monthly current affairs like Competition Success Review, Pratyogita Darpan, etc., etc. Usually used by those UPSC aspirants and all. You can refer to them as well. Then there are a lot of sites that give monthly PDFs of current affairs for free, but they might contain like generally these are for banking and SSC aspirants. You might find them easily available on the sites, on Telegram groups and all. The thing is, read relevant information. So for this relevant information, see past papers, that what kind of questions. I told you the categories. If you look at, let us say, 5 years of IFT papers, you will get some understanding that what kind of questions to expect in the examination. Okay, then static topics from past papers, like go through those topics. As I said, if you go through past year papers, you understand what kind of static it is exactly in the particular category. Okay, so go through those papers as well. Then one piece of advice that I would like to give you, and like it works, right? Especially for current affairs, maybe not for static, but for current affairs it will definitely work. Go through papers of other exam categories. Now people will not tell you this, okay, but I have observed that, let us say, other exam categories, let us say there are some law entrance examinations that test GK. Okay, so check for the GK section. Maybe some banking examinations, banking insurance examinations. Okay, मे बी एसएससी के कोई एग्जाम हो रहे हैं, या फिर कोई डिफेंस के एग्जाम हो रहे हैं, राइट? एनडीए, सीडीएस, all these examinations. So try to see whatever examinations are happening for other categories, try to see their papers. Because current affairs is something which is going to be the same, right? And if an examination is asking current affairs, so it is going to be from the past 5-6 months only. So that would give you a good hint to prepare for the examination. So other valuable tip, that if you get a chance to see these papers, do go through them. That will boost your preparation, because you will not have to study each and everything. Like if you, let's say, you have seen some 8 to 10 papers, right, every month, some or the other examination keeps happening across different categories, right? It is not for MBA, it is for other different categories. So if you go through these papers, अगर आपने 8-10 पेपर भी कर लिए and you encounter 100 questions, it is very likely that you might get some current affairs questions out of those, and those current affairs can help you boost your score. So this is another thing. Then there are some sites which offer daily quizzes, online quizzes, blogs होते हैं, all होते हैं. A lot of sites do that. Okay, you can search for that daily quizzes for GK quizzes. You will get a lot of sites, current affairs quizzes, static quizzes. Okay, you do not have to like buy anything for that. Just go to Google, search those, participate in those quizzes, evaluate yourself, practice. Okay. So I will also be conducting some sessions for GK as the exams approach. Let's say like IIFT will be in the first week of December. So probably from October onward, I'll be conducting some sessions on a weekly basis, or as the exams approach, the frequency will also increase. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, and I hope you do like the content of my video. So please let me know in the comments of this video that like which examinations are you targeting, where GK is required, and what sort of preparation do you need. Okay, as I said, I will be conducting some GK sessions also. So if you are preparing for these examinations, start your GK preparation also now, because it will need 3-4 months to become strong in general awareness. Okay, I'm not saying that you need to spend like 4-5 hours preparing GK. 1 hour a day, that's enough. Okay, that is more than enough. 1 hour a day over a period of time, like you will realize, okay, you have become good enough in this. Let us say one day you say, okay, I'll revise all the rivers of India. Okay, second day you think like take some topics. As I showed you the list of status topics. ठीक है, एक दिन आपने सारे नेशनल पार्क याद कर लिए, इंडिया में कितने नेशनल पार्क है, वन डे जॉब डन. Second day you learned about the different stadiums in India. Okay, then you read about the power plants in India, solar power plants, right, thermal power plants in India. Next day you read about like countries and capitals, major countries of the world and their capitals. So this way, like in 2 months time, you can build a very good static knowledge, and then maybe in the next 1 month, then you can focus on current affairs, and hence build a strong base in this section. Especially if you're targeting TISSNET, uh, then you must start right now itself, because like if you prepare for 3-4 months rigorously, you will be able to do very very good as compared to most of the aspirants, and can easily crack these examinations. So thank you for watching this video. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.